everyone for joining us. This is our last session for this technology online presence to grow your business with the Google tool. We have covered a few tools in the past couple of months, and actually with Google tool for small businesses, they have amazing tool, and we've been addressing all of these tools maybe in the past year, months. So if you are here, you still want to learn more, you need more information, you want to get in touch with our speaker or exactly how this evolving online presence going in this day and age, please reach out to us, Robert and his team and Google team. They are making new tool all the time for small businesses. But today, I hope everyone received the notice. We do a little bit of changing things. Thanks for your flexibility. Today, we're actually gonna cover the new tool that grow your business with AI tool that just created by Google. And as always, everyone know AI, open AI. We just have the chit chat about that. There's a lot going on. So definitely Google is one of the top AI tool that I think will be valuable for all the small businesses, especially if you need a hands-on with the online presence on what have not, that you want to just boost your contents. I think all of these tools are very powerful. But to learn more, I think you have to do a little practice and understand the AI concept, which is why we have Robert here today with us. He can kick off and share with us what is this new tool and how we can utilize this to actually grow our online presence, sell, attract more customer with this new amazing tool. With that, I'm
Thank you so
going
much.
to turn over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soprani. Thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate everyone who's here joining us today to talk a little bit about Google's AI variations of tools to help you be more productive. Uh, just to get started, just to have an idea of who's in the room, feel free to drop in the chat. Uh, I have your name, but your company and where you are located. Soprani and Pace, we absolutely love you for all that you guys do. We love the partnership that we've had for the past 5-7 years, and just extremely excited to be part of this community. All right, guys, if you want to just, Nina, thank you so much. Just drop in the chat uh, about the company and how we can help you. My name is Roberto Martinez. I am the uh, Google coach for the state of California. I've been doing this for Google for the past, I want to say, oh man, it's been a while, 8 years, 9 years now. It's been quite a few years, and I'm very excited to talk about how you can help your business grow. I am local. I'm based out of Los Angeles, California. My company is based out of Long Beach, so if you're in Long Beach, big shout out. We have some folks here: Felicia, Crafted Brand Company. We have Maggie from Simi Valley. We have Richardson out of LA. Thank you guys all for being here. Very excited to chatting with you today. So we're going to be discussing these tools. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I am the Google coach for California. And really what we're going to be talking about is the big shift in the marketplace for the past year and a half now. It really got started, I think 20 years, 30 years. We've been using some type of AI learning tool to grow and scale businesses, but due to the advent of the evolution of technology, we are now at a precipice where we're moving very fast with the AI tools and adoptions. And so there's a whole history here, right? 25 years ago, 30 years ago, you guys remember dial-up AOL and that and that changed the way we do business. And what I mean by this is that it used to be you used to have to go to a brick and mortar store to connect and to sell and to buy products. And as a business owner, you would go out there, you'll rent out a space at a corner store to be able to sell a product or a service. And then the internet came, and now anyone and everyone can find you on the World Wide Web. Well, then fast forward that to 2010, 2012, and we have mobile devices and social media. And what did that allow us to do? It allowed us to be able to communicate and connect with businesses online on the go. So whenever you had any type of problem, you could grab this little device here and then start looking for solutions and answers. And that again changed everything for business, because now you don't have to have a brick and mortar store. How many of us have a location? Press one if you have a fixed location. Press two if you have a online store. Just to make sure, how many of us have a fixed location? How many of us? Okay, great. Donna, online store. Myra, online store. Eva. So that's my point. It used to be you have to brick and mortar. Now you have an online, and now you can sell everything through your website, through your social media pages to increase your customer base. And so as of last year, we have the next big leap forward, which is AI, and how AI can help you solve complex problems, large or small, regardless of the size, for you as a business owner and for you as a consumer. And so, what does this mean? Well, we're helping tons of folks already. So, this technology has been in the marketplace already. We're going to talk a little bit about the different types of technologies that are in the marketplace, the large language models, and the systems that they run on. And I want to highlight this example with Speakio. This particular founder realized that he wanted to improve public speaking skills. He went out there, he hired a private coach. That coach helped him become a great public speaker. But he realized there must be tons of folks out there that want to improve their public speaking skills. How can I create a solution that allows anyone who's interested in public speaking to be able to use my technology? And so he integrated with Google Cloud, and he started leveraging the Google tools and AI to create Speakio that allows them to be able to use this technology to become a better public speaker. And this language model, that technology that he uses, allows him to create tailored responses and tailored recommendations for public speakers. So as you're using the application on your phone, that application is providing feedback to you at your own speed, at your own capability, based on how you're using that specific tool. And that's machine learning. And so machine learning is another type of AI tool that was integrated into Speakio. So these solutions have already been in the marketplace. The other one that I absolutely love, and I think most of us do, how many of us have a streaming service? How many of us go on YouTube? And I absolutely love YouTube. I mean, all the other streaming servers come second to YouTube. I absolutely indulge on YouTube. And the reason why is because of predictive analytics. What does that even mean? That just means, just like you and I, when we're on YouTube, we like a video, we don't like a video, we subscribe, we don't subscribe. Well, YouTube is learning our habits and our what we like and what we don't like, and is providing recommendations based on our likes and our don't likes. And that's predictive analytics. We're in essence educating our solution, i.e., the YouTube channels, on what kind of content we enjoy, and that way the YouTube channel will provide us with the type of solution, i.e., content that we like the most, so that we are using that tool continuously. And I am a sucker for it. I think I average maybe 20 hours a month on YouTube. We have this video here about this amazing founder who's a makeup artist and how she uses YouTube. So I want to share that with you as I demonstrate the functionality. And she does a really good job at humanizing the tool. So I'm going to turn off my headset, and that way you could hear what she has to say. You guys hear? Press one if you can hear.
Very vibrant and colorful people. I wanted to bring that into my beauty brand. Turquoise and your yellows and your reds and your dusk, sunset, sunrise colors. Growing up, Chicana and indigenous culture, tradition was the center of everything that we did and we do still to this day. I'm Cece, and I'm the founder and CEO of Prados PD. And now she glows to the gods. When I was 27, I went to cosmetology school, and I was working backstage at New York Fashion Week. I was in the hub of the makeup world, but no one looked like me. I was tired of being unseen. I have daughters who are also indigenous, And I don't ever want them to feel how I felt in that moment. So I started Prado's Beauty in my daughter's nursery. When she would take naps, I would work in there and just start doodling and creating things. But not having a business background, I needed to research and really learn about what I was doing. I started going to the University of Google, as we call it. June of 2019, I launched my website. And then a few years later, I took part in our Grow with Google event. When I first learned about AI, I was like, oh my gosh, like robots are going to take over the world. But this gave me the opportunity to learn about AI, specifically Gemini from Google. I thought this could help my business in a big, big way. So I use Gemini to learn about things like what SEO is and what keywords are important to my brand specifically. But I also use it for creative, fun stuff.
Help me write a social media post using this image. Make it fun and trendy. Oh, how cute.
Also, things like packaging ideas. I can take those ideas to my team and say, hey, this is an idea, but I want to tweak it a little bit. Something that would take me all day or even 2 days to do, I can do it, in an hour. It's very helpful for me and my business.
Hi, I'm Cece Meadows, and I'm going to be doing a orange minimalistic look.
For me, makeup is more than just something that you put on your face. I take this pretty light blue. It allows the world to see you how you want to be seen. And forget the lip gloss.
I always give credit to my Prados because I love them.
To create something that helps someone feel and look beautiful. It's not just an honor for me to be able to do it, but to do it in a way that pays homage and respect to those that came before me. I think that that is a big driver of why Prados has been successful in this space.
So as you can tell, I mean, that's very heartwarming. How many of us have used Gemini before? How many have never used Gemini, Google Gemini? All right, a lot of ones here. Love Gemini. Yes, they just released some new capabilities this past week. It's just amazing how fast this thing is moving. And so never done us. Like I've never used it. Well, great. What's really cool is now you have an opportunity to use it. And there's a freemium model version right now. You can go up there, you could use it. And we're going to walk a little bit about through it. We're going to talk a little bit about AI, just give you some introduction. We're going to talk a lot about different courses you can go online and take through Coursera. And then we're going to talk about how you can use Google AI for productivity and how to improve your productivity. But with that, so let's just get started. Like, where does this all start? So we talked about language models, large language models, machine learning, and the accumulation of these type of tools, which is generative AI. But let's start first with like a language model. A language model is you could train AI based on context. And so you give it as much text as possible. And so the earlier versions of AI were around language models. And so you'll give it a bunch of books to read, a bunch of articles to read, and they'll become predictive in its understanding. So let's say you are talking to this AI model and you say, okay, I want you to predict the following word in this sentence: peanut butter and what do you think it would guess if you asked it to predict peanut butter and what's the following word that would be inserted there for this language model? Jelly, exactly right. Peanut butter and jelly. So I figured it out. Oh, wow. Super smart. And so that's the language model. You trained it with thousands of articles, thousands of pieces of content. Large language models is that same context, but with millions, if not billions, of pieces of content. So you could just think about the scale and how much more it's learning as you're giving it more and more information. Machine learning is the process by which it learns this material. And so the accumulation of this in the past, 15, 17 years is generative AI, where it's not just language, but it's language, it's images, it's videos, it's code, and it's using all this type of material to learn music as well, to learn the patterns that exist in the data to build experiences. So now with Gemini, you can use and you can educate Gemini through the information you provided, and by providing in context, images, videos, and then writing what's called a prompt. And we're going to talk a little bit about what a prompt is and what Google calls prompt engineering. You'll create a prompt, you engineer a prompt, and then you ask Gemini to provide you a response based on that prompt. And it could be based on image, it could be based on video, it could be based on audio, it could be based on code. So a lot of variation here. And we're already using this. We all talked about voice assistants. We all use this little device sometimes, or our computers, and we use it as voice assistants. We talked about YouTube. Chat box is going to be the current tool that's just going to change everything. You can use chat box for your website if you have an existing website, and you could make the chat box run on top of your website, scan your information on your website, and be able to give you information based on your website. So let's say I'm a customer, I land on your website and I have questions. Well, you're a very busy owner. You don't have time necessarily to answer every specific question every specific customer has when they land on your website. What a chat box can do is scan the information, the content on your website, and then come up with answers to questions they might have. And so when the person asks a question about your website or about your company, the chat bot will be able to answer based on the content you have on your website. So these are all tools that are currently in the marketplace. But let's talk about specifically Google AI and how it can make your business a little bit more productive. So we talked about CC and how she was able to take a picture of her product, upload it to Google Gemini, which is our generative AI tool, and ask it to give it recommendations to create a social media post, give it recommendations to create a marketing campaign, give it recommendations to create a video marketing campaign. And as you're doing this, you're basically writing a prompt for the generative AI tool to give you the response that you're looking for. And so let's start right now, you and I. Let's jumpstart some research projects using Google Search. So Google already has integrated AI across its different tools. So Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Ads, and Google Search. So let's say you're typing in a specific search term or search query on the Google search engine. What would happen is Google has what's called Google Overviews. And we already see this. In the very top, it'll generate a response and it'll give you information about your question. And then a hyperlink where it got that information on the website, on the internet. And so this is a tool that's already running on your desktop. How many of us have seen this when we go on Google search? We type in the search query and it provides us a specific response. So we're already integrating with AI. And so this is a cool tool that's already running that you don't have to do anything to integrate on your search browser for your Google search bar, which is really freaking cool. I use this all the time. I absolutely love this specific tool. Okay, but let's talk about, you want to learn a little bit more, you want to test things out, and you want to be early adopter to these tools. You can definitely do that by going to Google Labs and signing up for their latest and greatest AI tools around imaging, around audio. Google's big play, is VO. And so what it'll do is it'll start integrating really high-end videos, AI videos, AI cartoons. You just write the prompt, the script that you want it to say, and they'll create an image or a video for you. And it all started from Google Labs. So if you want to learn the latest and greatest and be one of the earlier adopters, I highly recommend you guys go to g.co/labs to integrate with the different tools that are being rolled out as we speak. But as you're thinking about this, just think about how you can be more productive and spark ideas. So as your business owner, we have various business owners here that have various types of products or services. And let's say you want to run a campaign for the summer and you want to create a social media content calendar. You can go to Google Gemini and create a prompt. And we're going to talk a little bit about prompt engineering in the next couple of slides. But in essence, what we're asking for is for you to tell it four things: the persona, what you want the prospective AI tool to be. So I want you to be a marketing manager, a social media manager, a copywriter, a video graphic designer, in whatever you want that AI tool to be. That's the persona. Then we have the task, what you want it to do. I want you to create a social media content calendar. That would be the task. The third thing would be the context. You provided as much information as possible for the context that you need that information for. So the context would be, I am a beauty spa, or in this case, a beauty company that's rolling out a new eyeliner. Help me create an engaging website. Here's my website domain, www.beautifuleyeliners.com. Here's my capability deck, and you could upload that capability deck as a PDF. And so you're giving it the context so it could understand your company. And then the last piece would be the format. How do you want that information? Oh, I want an Excel sheet or a Google Doc sheet or a Google Sheets. And I want you to format it 3 posts a week over the next 3 months. So you're giving it those 4 different things: the persona, the task, the context, and the format. And then it spits it out and provides you that response. And that's the beauty of Gemini. You can even ask it to create videos or audio files or video or images for your social media content calendar. And it could do that all in real time, which we highly recommend you play with and you use using the Gemini tool. So how do we go to Gemini? We go to gemini.google.com. You don't necessarily need a Gmail account, but you can definitely just start in and start working with it. And when it says chat with Gemini, that's in essence what you're going to do. You're going to write a prompt within that chat function of Gemini to create that campaign. Oh, yes, Nina. So the first one is the persona. What is your customer persona? The next one is going to be, what is the task? The third one is going to be the context. You're going to provide as much context as possible so it could understand how to create what you want it to create. And the fourth one is the format. How do you want that information provided to you? I want images. I want videos. I want audios. In 4 audios for each week for June, July, and August is an example. Those are the 4 key pieces. Okay, so here we have a high-level overview. I have, this is Google's variation, the persona, the task, the audience is who it's directed for. I much rather skip that and use the context, right? And then the fifth, or for me, the fourth would be the framework or the format that you want that information provided for you. So really, person that you want the AI tool to be, the task, the context, and then the framework or the format that you want that. And here's the beauty of prompt engineering as you start using this tool, not just for Gemini, but for all AI tools, is that there has to be a feedback loop, what we call the human in the loop. And the human in the loop just means you are the expert. You are the person that understands it. So you have to evaluate and iterate that prompt as many times as needed to create the response and the type of content that you want. So the initial example here, what we have is, let's say you're an app company and you're trying to push downloads for your new application. The initial prompt might be, what's the user journey for someone downloading my app? That's very vague. It's not very well built out. So you have to revise that prompt, and you revise it and you say, okay, what's the user journey for young persons? So now it gets a little bit more specific. So what you have here is like a feedback loop that you're having with that generative AI tool to create the right type of prompt to give you the right type of response that you're looking for. And the more you iterate on it, the better your response will be. And so this is a really key piece of any type of prompt engineering or any type of AI tool that you use. The better prompt you're going to write, the more useful the information you have. So we can definitely try it out. How many of us want to try it out? Want to take some time and test this out? Press 1 if you do, press 2 if you do not. We have 1. Felicia saying no. We have 1 yes and 1 no. Who's going to be our tiebreaker? Ivan says yes. Okay. Margaret. Okay. All right, guys. So let's open up your Gemini page. Just go to gemini.google.com and then type in your prompt to see what it does. So I'm going to go here and go to Gemini. And so I already have it queued up. And here's my Gemini. I have various variations here. Let's say I want to create a logo for my company. I say, I like the style of Coca-Cola. Can you make a similar style to Coca-Cola? That was my prompt. And here's what it gave me. Coca-Cola. I said, can you create a business logo for me? Very vague, as you see here, not that useful. But as I write my prompt, it gave me this one. That's not that great, but you can always improve on that by improving on what? On the prompt and how you write the prompt. And so as you're testing this out, you can definitely do it. There's a lot of functionality here. There's deep search. You can upload information into the Gemini tool. Let's say I could give it my company's capability deck and say, here is my capability deck. Can you create a better logo for Braven? And so right now it's loading the capability deck as you see here. And as I submit that, it's going to create various, can you provide 3 variations of logos? And so you gave it the prompt, you gave it some content, like some context, you gave it the format, and now it's thinking through how to create that logo for my company. I already have my logo, I like my logo, but let's just see what it comes up with to give you an idea of how this Gemini tool works. It's still thinking, it's analyzing, and then it'll give me a couple of results. Does anyone have any questions pertaining to how we use this tool? Pretty straightforward, right? All right, this is one. I mean, how many of us like this? Press 1 if you like it, press 2 if you don't. I don't necessarily like it, but it gives you an idea of how to go about using this and how you iterate on the process. Oops. Yeah, it's like I didn't like the logo. Some people like the logo, some people don't. But what we have here is ways we could play with that tool to get the result we want. Okay, so how do we boost productivity for those of us who are trying to improve our productivity? We already do this with Smart Reply. When we write emails, we can integrate, it's already integrated into our Gmail account. So Smart Replies help us respond faster and more efficiently to queries in our inbox. And so it starts prompting different responses to emails. And they'll say, hey, here are 3 options that you can have as a response to that email that your customer sent you, your friend sent you, your colleague sent you, so that you can get through your email inbox quickly and efficiently. There's this really cool functionality here where you can integrate Gemini into your Gmail so that it could start learning from your inbox. And you could even ask it to read your inbox responses to create your voice. There's also additional features here. There's the tabbed inboxes on the very top of your Gmail account. You have variations of tabs, like it says your privacy issues, and you can start sorting out all your emails. Like here's our promotions or like marketing emails, social emails, updates. Summary cards is exactly what that sounds like. Let's say you're going to New York next week for vacation, or let's say you're going to Miami for vacation, or Florida for vacation, and you book a flight. I'll have a summary card at the very top of the email confirmation for your flight, giving you exactly the information you need to know about your flight information, the departure time, arrival time, airport, and they're even populated into your Google Calendar. And they also have nudges. What is a nudge? Let's say you shot out a couple emails and the person didn't respond in 3 or 4 days. We'll have a little yellow piece of information called the nudge, and it'll tell you this image was sent 7 days. Do you want to follow up? Sometimes we're responding so quickly in our inboxes, we don't have time to respond, and we might forget about an email. So this will definitely help you respond in a timely fashion. On Google Docs and Sheets, it also allows you to integrate it. Those tools have already integrated Gemini into its platform. So you can start talking within Google Gmail and ask it to draft a email to your team saying you're going to be out of office and on vacation for the next 2 weeks. And you can just say, hey, please draft an email to my team, letting them know I'm going to be out of office for the next 2 weeks. And they'll do it for you automatically using Gemini. Google Docs, same thing. Let's say you have a document and you don't like the way the document is written. Let's say you're writing a summary and you're like, hey, I need the summary to be more concise. You can actually talk to Gemini on the right-hand side, and you could ask it to reformat your document, your executive summary, to make it more concise. And same thing with sheets and slides. So those solutions are already running on top of, Gemini is already running on top of Google Docs, Google Gmail, and Google Sheets. That allows you, depending on your prompt, remember it all starts with how you write your prompt, to improve your productivity. Whoa. I don't think we have time for this. We're almost, yeah, I'll give you this as future work for you guys to review, and how we can help you improve, how Mark Cuban used Gemini for cost plus drugs. And I'll give this to you guys for review a little bit later. Okay. So what about marketing and measurements? How do we use Gemini to improve our marketing and to measure our success? Well, how many of us have run Google Ads before, and how many of us are scared of running Google Ads because we don't know how to run Google Ads? Well, Google is already using AI for Google Ads, and what's really great here is that if you do decide to run Google Ads, Google has AI running on Google Ads, and specifically Google Gemini. And what it'll do is it'll review the website that you have and the content, and they'll start giving you recommendations of how to write your descriptions. I'll give you a recommendation on images. I'll give you recommendations on words. And so it'll start populating the components within Google Ads to run successful ad campaigns on your behalf, which is really, really cool as well, right? So for those of us who always saw Google Ads as overwhelming, what we can do is leverage this AI tool to guide us on how to write effective ads for our company. For those of us who are well-versed in Google Ads, there's also a tool called Max Performance that is Google's marketing tool within Google Ads that provides you the best results across all Google channels. Google manages a lot of different channels within their Google Ads platform. So when you run Google Ads, you don't just run them on Google Search, which is on the Google search engine, but you can run them on display, which is on different websites. You can run them on YouTube channels. You can run them on your Gmail accounts. And so Performance Max is a very powerful tool within Google Ads that allows you to leverage all the different Google channels available to you and run ads across all their assets, which, as I mentioned, there's maps, there's display, there's search, there's Gmail, there's YouTube. So it will make sure that your ad is seen by the most amount of people. Very, very cool tool, and leverages Gemini to run that particular tool. Production Studio, you can also leverage within the Google Merchant Center images and improved images of your products. So for those of us who have products, we have a tool available to you called Google Merchant Center, and Google Merchant Center allows you to upload all your different SKUs on the Google search engine, so that when people are searching for cream or hair wash or whatever your product is, your product populates on Google search. And if you need to improve those images of your products, Google has Gemini running on top of the Google Merchant Center to improve your images and to improve the visibility of your images and the products that you might have. So it'll do what we call touch-ups. So it'll touch up your image, it'll provide better backdrops, as you're seeing here. And this is all free of charge, no cost to you. It's just automatically integrated onto Google Merchant Center. Donna asked, do you have to pay for Google Ads to use these tools? So yes, so when you're using Google Ads, you don't have to pay additional cost for Gemini. I think that's the question, because you do obviously pay for Google Ads, but these tools are integrated automatically into Google Ads. You do not have to pay an additional cost to use these tools. You could definitely opt out of using these tools. You could say, hey, Gemini, I don't need your recommendations. I got it from here. But it definitely helps you if you have questions, and takes some of the questions you might have and starts integrating them into your ads if you want them to. Great question. I absolutely love that question. Yeah, there is no additional cost for this. It's automatically integrated into the product of Google. For Google Analytics, for those of us who have websites and have connected our websites to Google Analytics, we have this component called Insights, and it explains trends, changes, and opportunities we might have to capture new users, to see what's going on our website, to see what type of content is working. And so those insights usually occur after a certain amount of users have visited your website, or after a certain amount of days have passed. And these insights are always occurring every couple of weeks when new insights being provided to you to help you better understand your customers are coming into your website. Again, this is already being integrated. There's no cost for that. Nadia asks, what about copywriters and trademarks for logos and the payoff? I don't know what the last piece is, but when it comes to copywriters and trademarks, yeah, you're definitely not allowed to use another person's logo. Anything that has a trademark, it's that proprietary companies. So as you saw when I used the Coca-Cola example, they didn't use Coca-Cola's image, and they didn't use Coca-Cola's color, and obviously you cannot advertise using Coca-Cola. So the same rules apply. The content that it's created is not trademarked because it's generative. And so you can definitely create a logo using the generative AI and then trademark the logo. But you cannot use someone else's logo and steal that logo and use it as your own. When it comes to copywriting, so the platform, the generative AI platforms, all learn through Creative Commons content. So all the books and content that it had available, it used that to learn. Now you might have a copywriter, and that copywriter, let's say he or she uses Gemini to write copy. That copywriter can technically be seen as the human in the loop, but they cannot claim that that copy that they use Gemini for is their copy, if that makes sense. So if you're writing a novel using Gemini, you might get into some legal issues there. So Donna asks, I have a website and thought I'd set up an analytics, but I don't see any information collected. Is there a course? Yes, Donna, that's a great question. Usually your web developer can help you connect your website with Google Analytics. If it's not firing off and connecting, you definitely want to integrate that and talk to your web developer. It's a free service Google provides at no cost. There's no cost to you as a business owner to connect your website to Google Analytics. Well, that's great. That's even better. So when you say you created your website, you developed your website. Did you use Wix, WordPress, Weebly? Okay, yes. So Weebly, if you Google how to connect my Google Analytics with my website on Weebly, if you just Google that in Google search, it'll have a walkthrough on how to connect Weebly to your website. Google Analytics to your website. Yes. Great question. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the different resources that you can use to improve your AI understanding and how you can put Google AI to work for you as a business owner. We had this great on-demand course that is a good primer for you to just understand how to use Google AI and other AI tools. So for you to watch on demand, you could go and register on g.co/grow/AI for small business. I highly recommend you take a picture right now if you are interested in this type of solution. We also have a online 10-hour course where you can learn on Coursera. You go to grow.google/AI essentials, and it's a 10-hour course to learn the basics of AI. And it's a great introduction to AI to help you understand how to boost productivity and enhance your work. There might be a cost to this through Coursera. So this workshop, this particular workshop is run through Coursera. We also have a bunch of certificates if you want to get upskilled on different tools and different capabilities like cybersecurity, project management, UX, UI. You can go to careers and then on that, get certified as you see fit. Okay. Here's all the different tools that we talked about today. If you want to take a high level a picture of it so you could have it on your phone, I think Soprani can share out the video so you can watch it after this is over. But for now, I wouldn't wait on us. Just take the picture so you could have all the different resources we discussed in this webinar. I'll leave that up for a few seconds. Okay, and with that, we have some really cool tools. If you want to test out on images, music, or text, you can go to AI Test Kitchen with google.com and opt into all their different AI tools and be the first to know to play with all these different tools that are being rolled out almost every day now. They're growing so fast. Okay, with that, love to thank you all for joining me today. Feel free to leave some feedback. All feedback is good feedback. Let us know how we can improve on this type of webinar and what you liked about it, what you didn't like, and how we could improve. And with that, I'd love to open it up to Q&A, any questions that you might have regarding what I presented today.
Thank you so much, Robert.
No, happy to be here. This is great. Very interactive. I appreciate all the questions and making sure people were highly engaged. It's always better.
As you know, if you've been here with us along the way, Robert and I have been trying to work on this small businesses related online presence, e-commerce, AI. If you are in the process of starting business or want to learn more about business, need a little additional information, Robert and his team are really good with the online presence, technology related, all the techie, which is right at your fingertips this day. If you need additional resources, how to start a business or navigating this whole business landscape, please contact Pace. We're here to support you, walk you through, provide guidance, just so many different things. The summer is here, and the next thing we know, the holiday seasons begin. That's when you want to jump in and, you know, work on your sales pitch and marketing strategy. So that's what we will continue to work on this series. So I know this is our last session, but it won't be our last time that you will see us here. So let's see, do we have any more question? Okay, so I think there's just one from Donna. Maybe you already answered her question.
Yes, Donna, feel free to shoot me an email at this email address, robertomar
Yeah.
at google.com. You could definitely submit a helpline on Google Workspace. There's a link there, but I'll send you the link so that you'll be able to ask them questions, Donna.
Excellent. All right, this won't be the last time you see us, so don't hesitate to reach out to Robert or Pace or me. We want to address what you want to see next, the next series. I think we're gonna try to get together and see what may be beneficial for our small business community here locally or nationwide. So with, I don't see any other question. Thank you so much, Robert, and for your team, for your support, for your insight and expertise on this Google online presence, marketing, social media, and all the Google and Brevin can offer to our businesses. So look forward for our next session. Let's see.
So Donna,
I think Robert
it's
already
right.
shared the email.
Yeah, I shared it twice, so it's just in blue. So it's right there, right above your
Yes.
con.
And you can email me as well. I can share the recording or share additional information for our speakers where you want to learn more. But Robert and his office in Long Beach, meet with them. They have a lot of tool and definitely technology genius in his office there.
All right, let me try one more time. Try now. Hopefully everyone got it. robertomar at google.com.
Yeah, I think it's there in the chat. Okay.
All right, guys.
Excellent. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Leobe. Thank you, everyone, for your participation. See you soon.